Imagine standing in a park at sunrise. Pigeons flutter around your feet. Sparrows bounce through the grass. Ducks glide across a pond. High above, a hawk circles silently through the sky. The world is packed with birds. So here is a strange question. Why do we eat chicken sandwiches, turkey dinners, duck dishes, and quail eggs, but almost never the birds flying around outside? Why do supermarkets have aisles full of poultry, while wild birds stay in forests, wetlands, gardens, and skies? At first, the answer seems obvious. Wild birds are too small, too fast, too hard to catch. And yes, that is part of the story. But the real answer is much bigger. It involves ancient farming, survival, migration, food safety, conservation, and one remarkable bird that learned to live beside humans. The first surprise is this. Humans actually do eat some wild birds. For thousands of years, people have hunted or raised ducks, geese, pigeons, quail, pheasants, partridges, and other game birds. In many cultures, these birds are traditional foods. Some are farmed, some are legally hunted in specific places and seasons. So the real mystery is not why people never eat wild birds. It is why most wild birds do not become everyday food. To find the answer, imagine trying to catch breakfast. A chicken stands in a yard, pecking at the ground. It may run away if startled, but it cannot fly far. It lives close to people. It can be fed. It can be protected from predators. It lays eggs. It breeds quickly. Now imagine replacing that chicken with a swallow. The swallow darts through the air like a tiny jet. It twists, turns, catches insects in flight, and disappears over rooftops before you can take 3 steps. A chicken is not just a bird. It is a bird shaped by thousands of years of life alongside humans. Long before supermarkets, people began noticing that certain birds were easier to keep near homes. Chickens descended from wild jungle fowl in South and Southeast Asia. Over generations, humans selected birds that could live near settlements, reproduce reliably, and provide eggs and meat. The result was one of history's most successful partnerships. Humans gave chickens food, shelter, and protection. Chickens gave humans eggs and meat. And slowly, the chicken became one of the most common animals on Earth. Wild birds did not make that same deal. Most wild birds need freedom. They need large territories, hidden nesting places, seasonal food, migration routes, and the ability to escape danger. Some travel across entire continents every year. Others nest only in certain forests, cliffs, marshes, or islands. A farm needs predictable animals. Wild birds are experts at being unpredictable. Think about migration. Every year, billions of birds travel between breeding grounds and wintering grounds. Some fly over deserts, some cross oceans, some travel thousands of kilometers using clues from the sun, stars, Earth's magnetic field, and familiar landscapes. A bird that can cross a continent is not likely to stay politely inside a fence. And even birds that do not migrate can be difficult to raise. Many are nervous around humans. Some need very specific diets. Some require particular nesting conditions. Some become stressed in crowded spaces. Others breed only at certain times of year. This is why chickens became poultry stars. They are not the strongest birds. They are not the smartest birds. They are not the fastest birds. But they are unusually practical birds for people to raise. A chicken can live near a village, a farm, or a home. It can eat a flexible diet. It reproduces relatively quickly. Its eggs are easy to collect. And it does not need to fly across the ocean every autumn. That last part is very helpful for breakfast. But catching birds is only one problem. The next problem is numbers. Wild birds may look common when you see a flock overhead. But that does not mean they can support large-scale harvesting. A flock can depend on a specific habitat, nesting site, wetland, insect population, or food source. Take too many birds from one area, and the population may struggle to recover. Birds are not like apples growing on a tree. They are living parts of ecosystems. A sparrow may spread seeds. A woodpecker may create nesting holes later used by other animals. A hawk may help control rodent populations. A vulture helps clean up animal remains. A hummingbird may pollinate flowers. Each bird can have a job that is easy to overlook, and when birds disappear, those jobs can disappear too. That is one reason many countries have laws protecting wild birds. In the United States, the Migratory Bird Treaty Act protects many native migratory bird species. Rules about hunting, collecting, possessing, selling, or disturbing birds can vary by species, season, location, and law. This means a person cannot simply decide that any bird outside is dinner. Some birds can be legally hunted under carefully managed rules. Many others are protected. These rules are not only about people, they are also about keeping bird populations from being pushed toward decline. Imagine if every city park became a place where every pigeon, songbird, duck, and hawk was constantly hunted for food. The sky would become quieter, the parks would change, and the balance of city wildlife could change with them. Then there is the issue people cannot see. Disease. Wild birds travel through many environments. They may visit wetlands, farms, shorelines, forests, city streets, and feeding areas used by other animals. Some can carry germs without looking sick. That does not mean every wild bird is dangerous. It means wild birds should be treated with care, especially if they appear ill or have died unexpectedly. Public health agencies advise people not to handle sick or dead birds without proper precautions. For food, safe handling matters too. Meat from any wild animal may require different care than food from a regulated farm. A farmed chicken usually moves through a system of breeding, feeding, inspection, processing, packaging, refrigeration, and food safety rules. A wild bird does not. It may have lived anywhere. It may have eaten anything. It may have been exposed to parasites, bacteria, or viruses that a person cannot see. That is why responsible hunting traditions include regulations, permits, seasons, bag limits, and food safety guidance. These systems are designed to reduce harm to wildlife populations and help people handle game more safely. But there is another reason chicken won the race to become dinner: size. Many wild birds are simply too small to be practical food. A tiny songbird may contain very little meat. Catching enough to feed a family would take time, effort, and a large number of birds. That is a terrible trade for both people and wildlife. A chicken is larger, heavier, and easier to raise in numbers. A turkey provides even more meat. Ducks and geese can be valuable foods in certain cuisines because they are larger and can also be farmed. But a little warbler, a robin, a hummingbird, they are not efficient food sources. They are built for flight, not for feeding crowds. Flight itself changes a bird's body. Birds need to stay light enough to fly. Their bodies are shaped by wings, feathers, muscles, and powerful hearts. Many small birds are incredible survivors, but they do not carry the same amount of meat as animals bred specifically for food. A chicken, on the other hand, is a bird that humans gradually selected for life on the ground. Its body became part of our food system. There is also culture. What people consider food is not decided only by biology. It is shaped by family traditions, history, religion, local wildlife, and what people grow up seeing on the table. In one place, duck may be a festival dish. In another, pigeon may be a traditional meal. Quail may be common in one country and unfamiliar in another. Some people see geese as farm animals. Others see them only as birds flying overhead. Food is partly science, but it is also memory. It is what grandparents cooked, what farmers raised, what markets sold, what people learned was normal. And once chickens became common, the system grew around them. Farms were designed for chickens. Recipes were written for chicken. Stores sold chicken. Families learned to cook chicken. Then more farms raised chicken because more people wanted it. This is how one bird became ordinary, not because wild birds are less interesting. In fact, wild birds may be among the most extraordinary animals on Earth. A tiny Arctic tern can travel astonishing distances between polar regions. A peregrine falcon can dive at extraordinary speeds. A crow can solve problems. A hummingbird can hover in midair. An owl can hunt in darkness with almost silent wings. Wild birds are not failed chickens. They are specialists. They are built for lives that farms cannot easily reproduce. A chicken was shaped for a different partnership. It became a bird that could live close to people and provide dependable food. Wild birds remained part of the larger world. Forests, oceans, cliffs, grasslands, wetlands, and skies. So, why don't we eat wild birds? The honest answer is that sometimes people do eat certain wild birds, especially legally managed game birds. But most wild birds are not everyday food because they are hard to catch, difficult to farm, too small to provide much meat, protected by laws, important to ecosystems, and sometimes complicated to handle safely. The chicken became common because it was practical. Wild birds stayed wild because they are built for freedom. And maybe that is the most beautiful part of the story. The next time you see a flock crossing the sky, do not just see potential food, see travelers following ancient routes,